Adventurous kids, explore with education and learning what a wildlife is in the Everglades. I want to explore the Museum of Discovering Science. What plants do butterflies like? I want to know about Key West. Adventurous kids, learning and fun. Adventurous kids!
Today, I'm going to tell you about hydro dipping. So, hydro dipping is a really cool, really fun art project you can do. Best to do outside, which is why we're outside today on this nice, blustery day. You might be wondering why we have rocks. That is why we have rocks. Always best, especially if you're doing an art project outside, to be considerate and make sure that you're not making a mess everywhere, which is why we have our tarp down. This is just in case. You're also going to want gloves so that you don't get paint on your hands. I was just telling one of our adventurous kids that I often forget to put the gloves on and I get paint all over my hands. Alright, so hydro dipping. That first part of the word, hydro. Hydro means water. So it's going to involve water, which is why we have our jugs of water here. So you're going to want a container. Make sure it's a container you're not going to want to use again for anything. There's going to be spray paint that's going to line up. I usually use the same container over and over and over again. And sometimes I'll go through and scrape out the spray paint gunk, which makes like a really cool like plasticky art thing. It's garbage, you can just throw it away, but it's cool. I think it always ends up looking pretty cool. So you're going to want to fill up water. Now, typically, I hydro dip things that are a little bit bigger than what we're dipping today. I was just trying to make things easy for the sake of the episode. But you're gonna wanna make sure that your container is bigger than the thing you're dipping. I have made that mistake before. So make sure that the container is the size of the thing you're dipping, and ideally it is clean. There were some hairs in there. All right. So the good news is we didn't need to use all the water from actually, so that this doesn't blow away. This is not part of hydro dipping. This is part of making sure things don't blow away. It is nice living in Florida, and it's even nicer when we get a nice breeze. However, we're trying to do some art right now in nature. Alright, so what we have that we're hydro dipping today is this square canvas. Now you can hydro dip a lot of things. You can hydro dip shoes, you can hydro dip cups. Here are some pictures of things that I've hydro dipped. So what you're going to want to do is lay a base. What you're also going to want to do is when you get your spray paint, make sure it has the nozzle. So normally your base would be white. You always want a base layer of paint. However, when we got here today, I didn't have a nozzle, and I tried taking them off the other ones, and I couldn't make it work. So we're rolling with purple as our base, which reminds me, I'll pop that on. Pop that on. All right, so now with the gloves on, I have this like lagoon, and I have. This doesn't make me look very manly. Struggling to take the. There it is. There's like a trick to it. Oh, this is yellow. I thought it was green. I got my caps all mixed up. So we have lagoon and yellow. Now shake them up, shake them up, shake them up. And I'm gonna spray the top of the water. And I don't know if you want to get in on here. I'll let it settle. Go in and get a good close up. So you can see it's creating this sort of marble effect. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it again. Normally you'd dip by now, but I'm gonna hit it again because it's been sitting a second. It sits, sits, sits. And I like to spray a little bit in here and then come in here. Spray them together. Let it sit. And then you're gonna take the item you want to dip. And you're just gonna place it right on top. And all the way down. The ducks are digging this. They're here for the hydro dip. But you see why you wear gloves. And now look at that. Now your base is going to show through, which is typically why you do white, but I actually kind of dig this purple It's almost this like galaxy space kind of scene happening. I dig this. So then once this dries, you can have it just like this. If you were doing a little canvas like this, I would recommend getting magnets. You can buy little magnets at any convenience store and gluing them onto the back, and then you have like a cute little magnet art piece for your refrigerator. Or if you're like me, what I like doing is hydro dipping and then painting on top of it. So that's really cool too. So like I said, I'd probably use this for some type of like galaxy space sort of scene. But that's it. That's all there is to it. That's hydro dipping. Thank you for watching this episode of Adventurous Kids.
What did you learn today?
Adventurous Kids.
Adventurous Kids.
What was the most interesting fact?
Adventurous Kids.
Adventurous Kids.
Adventurous